What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? Big shout out to everybody that was in the live stream. It was a big success compared to my other ones so far. I had a couple that were around 20 something, but this one pretty much stayed in between like 17 and 20 something people. So like I said, huge shout out to you guys. Real fun game to stream. But it's always something with this team. First off, shout out to Daniel Jones. He finally came out and realized that he did not need to be Superman for us to beat a team like this. Just manage the game. Don't turn the ball over. Don't hurt the team. You don't have to be a Superman. You don't have to make a play that, is once in a lifetime. Just make the plays that are there. And that's what he did. He made the plays that were there all day. He took the checkdowns when they were there. He threw the ball away a couple of times. So shout out to him. He had a perfect chance to fumble that game away on that sack given up by, I'm not sure if that was Andrew Thomas or Matt Parrott. They were switching drives all day. But he had a perfect chance to give that sack up, and that would be ball game because that'd be a sack fumble for a touchdown, and everybody would be rounding the troops, talking about his fumbling issues, talking about his turnovers, and he didn't do that. He almost had one interception that Evan Ingram bobbled and threw up in the air. I mean, this dude, Evan Ingram, he bobbled that. He had a first down, I think it was a second down, where he dropped a wide open pass that hit him in his chest that would put us in the field goal range. And then we ended up getting penalties and stalling out, which brings me to the offense. Jason Garrett came out and he called a great offensive game plan. They say your first, however many plays, like your first couple drives are all pre-designed. So he had a great design coming out to attack the weaknesses of the defense. We came out, we had a lot of motion, a lot of moving around, a lot of being able to run the ball, getting guys open, being creative. He had a sweep with Sterling Shepard that went for about 20-something yards. So we were really moving the ball. We were pretty much doing that entire game because we were able to establish the line of scrimmage. I really wish that sometimes he had stayed with the run. That last drive that we had, of course not the kneeling drive, but the last drive that we had like a bootleg where we threw it to the tight end for like 2 yards. I would have rather we just run the ball on first, run it on second, and see what happens after that. Maybe we throw it on third, but other than that, I think we just needed to run the ball a little bit more. But for the most part, I like what Jason Garrett did. We just had a lot of execution issues, whether that be, like I said, penalties, drop passes, not blocking, just execution stuff. Daniel Jones, like I said, didn't make any mistakes as far as forcing something that's not there. But our offense as a whole just made a couple of mistakes as far as the penalties and all of that stuff. And then there was the offensive pass interference. I mean, I can see you can call it like that, but how about when the Washington wide receiver cuts inside on the slant and you have Logan Thomas driving his hands, driving his feet, pushing our defensive back out of the way so that guy can come and catch a pass. I saw that all night for them, and they didn't have one pass interference play that went against them. So I just want to see that more consistent because the Giants have consistently gotten this call against them. We've had it probably in every game but one, offensive pass interference, and the entire league is doing it. And we're the only people getting called for it. So I want to see that more consistently called for other teams or not called on us, because if you're not going to call it on them, don't call it on us. Other than that, Washington's offense was pretty much held in check until the second half, where Alex Smith comes out and he started off 11 for 12, just completely tore our defense to shreds. They exploited the fact that our defense couldn't make tackles. I don't know what happens. Sometimes we're among the best in the NFL as far as coming up and making tackles, and then sometimes we just can't get a tackle to save our life. So I don't understand what's going on with that. Maybe Joe Judge is going to have them going back to the fundamentals, tackling dummies, tackling to the ground. He's going to do that because we cannot be just missing tackle after tackle. They were throwing it within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage consistently, and we couldn't come up and tackle him. So that's something that we definitely need to work on. Terry McLaurin, the reason he scored is because we didn't wrap him up. That's fundamentals. and I expect that to be fixed next week. We have never seen a fundamental issue not get corrected by Joe Judge the next week. So I expect that to be corrected, which is something we need to be better at going into Philadelphia, which is a better team than this team. Other than that, defense showed up. 5 turnovers. I don't know how many sacks we got, but we had a lot of sacks we had a lot of almost sacks. Jabril Peppers had a sack. I mean, Kyle Allen, it sucks that he got hurt. But again, the penalties, the referees. Jabril Peppers gets blocked he gets cut blocked into Kyle Allen's leg, and they call him for roughing the passer. Like, I don't understand this stuff. But I think Alex Smith ended up throwing an interception that drive, and that's pretty much what carried us. The defense and our offense not making mistakes. They took what the defense gave them. They did make their own, procedural, special teams, all of the penalty stuff. They had those kinds of mistakes, but as far as, turning the ball over, they didn't do it. And that's why we won the game. That's the difference between a win and a loss. So, all of these one possession games that we had, this was a flip because we didn't turn it over once. We won the turnover battle by 5. And I think that's something to be happy about. It shows how great this defense is playing, even against a team where they're not able to consistently get stops for some reason. I don't understand how we can do this against the Bucs last week, and against this team we can't stop anybody. But even in the times where they're not able to consistently get stops and get people off the field, they're able to step up and get these turnovers when they need them the most. Big shout out to Jabril Peppers. Big shout out to Blake Martinez. And big shout out to Logan Ryan, who came out and, off of a week where his wife got rushed to the emergency room, came out and got the game-winning pick. So I'll say solid win. This win makes me feel a little bit better than the last one against this team. And I think we have just about the right amount of momentum going into Philadelphia. It's actually going to be a home game for us. So please let us split with them. More than winning the division, more than anything, I just want to beat the Eagles. Make it happen. Let's get back to the drawing board this week. Tighten up that defense. Shout out to Austin Mack. How does that feel, Golden Tate? How does that feel? How does that feel, Golden Tate, to watch Austin Mack fill in and basically do what you did? What did he get, like 3 or 4 targets? And he made the most of them, didn't he? He didn't run his mouth. But that's all I got to say. You guys let me know what you think of this game in the comments. And, let me know, are you ready for next week? Let's go Giants.